Just practice. From the February 4th, 2001 talk, Mettā Meditation. Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist psychology, and even Buddhist meditation have to do with realities. They are all for the realization of mind and matter, realization of their impermanence, their fearfulness, and their uncontrollability. We've talked about consciousness, mind. The lifespan of one consciousness is 3 minor instances: arising, continuing, and disappearing. We need to understand the nature of our mind as just arising and disappearing. We've talked about mental states. There are 52 mental states, including contacts, feelings, perceptions, volitions, and so on. They arise together with the mind and disappear together with the mind. They also are impermanent. Everything, every condition of mind and matter, has its cause. As cause and effect, they are related to each other, arising and disappearing. This shows us that their nature is impermanence. We've talked about thought processes. Our mind is not the Sami mind, the same consciousness. When we see something, I consciousness arises and disappears. When we hear something, air consciousness arises and disappears, and so on. One mind, one consciousness, arises and disappears. Then, another mind, another consciousness, arises and disappears, etc. This shows us impermanence. We've talked about karma. There's not just karma of this life. In previous lives, too, we've done good or evil karma. Karma is the cause of the results we receive in this present life. This is cause and effect. There's no person arising here, only cause and effect. They are related to each other, and this continues our life. We've talked about rupa, matter, including the great essential elements of earth, fire, water, and air. Their nature is hardness, softness, heat, cold, supporting, motion, cohesion, fluidity, and so on. This is the nature of our body. There's no man or woman here, just realities. We've talked about the factors of enlightenment. We have 37 factors of enlightenment. We have 4 for mindfulness, 4 for effort, 4 for accomplishments, 5 mental faculties, and so on. This is all to support our meditation, to realize realities, to realize the nature of mind and body. We've talked about the law of dependent origination, the law of causal relations. Because of ignorance, volitional activities arise, and so on. It's just cause and effect. Mind and matter are related to each other through the power of root condition, object condition, and so on. 61. The collected teachings of Luang Porchaya. We've talked about the 40 subjects of meditation, Kammatthana. A few people still practice these, but nowadays we mostly practice insight vipassana meditation. Among the 40 subjects of meditation, some are useful for everyone, meditators and non-meditators. We especially need metta, or loving kindness, which we'll talk about today. In English, metta translates as loving kindness or friendliness, but really, no English words are equivalent to the intended meaning. We cannot find the exact words, but friendliness or loving kindness come close. In English, for instance, we say love, but the meaning is so wide. So it's better here if we use the word metta. Before we practice vipassana meditation, we can use loving kindness meditation, contemplate the impurity of the body, contemplate death, and contemplate the virtues of the Buddha. These 4 kinds of meditation we call the guardian meditations, to support our vipassana meditation in getting better. Among these 4, we're focusing on metta now. We have 2 purposes in practicing metta meditation. One is to gain absorption. It takes time to discuss this, but for us, maybe we don't need much of it, but we also need to use metta in our daily lives and study it a bit. So we have 2 methods to practice this loving-kindness meditation. First, we'll talk about the formula of metta meditation. Then we'll discuss practicing metta in our daily lives. With meditation on metta, we should have loving-kindness toward ourselves. This helps us to see that others also want to be happy, right? Just like us. We need to radiate loving-kindness to ourselves first. Among the 40 subjects of meditation, there are 4 sublime states: Brahmavihara, metta, or loving-kindness; karuna, or compassion; mudita, or sympathetic joy; and upekkha, or equanimity. We call this noble living. Here we use all 4 sublime states, not just metta. I'll explain. When we give loving-kindness to ourself, may I avoid danger and the consequences of my past from doing this or that. We wish for ourselves to be free from harm and suffering. Everyone has done wrong things and committed evil actions in previous lives, and so we all want to avoid the consequences of these past actions. So we pray for ourselves, right? May I avoid seeking revenge. May I avoid sickness and physical as well as mental difficulty. May I have good health and peace of mind. May I keep myself from suffering, danger, and harm. May I be released from 62 just practice suffering. May I not be deprived of my fortune duly acquired. I have karma as my own. We pray for ourselves. After we give loving kindness to ourselves, then we try to release this loving kindness to everyone. Everyone should practice generalized radiation of loving kindness, but we should also practice specified radiation of loving kindness. May all beings, all living creatures, be free from enmity, anxiety, and affliction. This is the way we pray. May they live happily. This is for loving kindness only. May they be released from suffering. This is compassion. Compassion is one kind of bhavana, or mental culture. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. This is sympathetic joy. They have karma as their own. This is upekkha, or equanimity. We pray for all beings. And when we pray, it's not just a recitation. Your mind should be directed toward the recipient of the metta. As you say, may all beings, your mind should be radiating loving kindness to all beings, since you already prayed for yourself. There are many living creatures in this world, so we pray for all living beings to be free from enmity and so on. Sata is a Pali word that refers to whoever delights in sensual objects. You see something or hear something and delight in it. But for arahants, they don't delight in sensual objects. But here, we're focused on all beings. We also reflect on all those who breathe, who are alive through respiration. Some Brahmas, the highest Brahmas, have no body, no nose, but they still have life. That's why this reflection is directed to those who are alive through respiration. So, may all those that breathe, we pray for them, be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. And now we go to the next group. May all creatures. Here, this means conspicuous living beings, beings that obviously exist. With some creatures, we can't see their bodies. Some spirits, for instance, we can't see their bodies, but we can see these creatures' bodies. May all creatures be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. And next, may all those with individual existences be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. 63. The collected teachings of Luang Por Chaya next. May all those who are embodied, this means whoever has material aggregates, whoever possesses a bodily self of 4 or 5 aggregates, be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. This last line is for equanimity. When, for example, the police arrest someone you care about, how do you release your metta to that person? You do so by reflecting on this situation as being dependent upon their karma. Their evil action led to the police arresting them. This means that they have karma as their own. There's no love or hatred. Just balance your mind upon this person. We call this equanimity. So although we are practicing loving kindness, the remaining three, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity, are included in this reflection because they are related to each other. Without compassion, you cannot have loving kindness. When you have metta, you love someone, you don't want that person to suffer, and you want that person to be free from suffering. If you want someone to be free from suffering, that's compassion, karuna. So may all beings, all those who breathe, all creatures, all those with individual existences, all those who are embodied. This refers to the total dimension of existence, the three worlds, the sensual sphere, the form sphere, and the formless sphere. Now we go to specified radiation of loving kindness. May all females, this includes human beings, hell beings, animals, and angels, be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. Then, may all males be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. Men also includes human beings, hell beings, animals, angels, and so on. Next, may all the noble ones, those who have already gained enlightenment and become a stream enterer, a once-returner, a non-returner, or an arahant, be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. So we're radiating loving kindness by pair. So far we've done female and male, then noble ones. And now worldlings. May all worldlings, just ordinary people, common people who haven't gained 64, just practice enlightenment yet, be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortunate duly acquired. They have karma as their own. Now we go to gods, or deva. Gods here are male and female. There's not just one, but many billions gods. May all gods be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. Even gods still have suffering. It's not physical suffering, but it is mental suffering. Many, when they die, don't want to depart from their realm. So we pray for them. We radiate loving kindness for them. Gods and human beings are one pair. So next, may all human beings be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortunate duly acquired. They have karma as their own. Next, may all those in states of woe, those who become hell beings, animals, spirits, demons, ghosts, those in unhappy or lower states, be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. Now, how many people have we covered? For generalized radiation, we have 5 persons. For specified radiation, we have 7 persons. So we have 12 persons. We radiate our loving kindness to them one by one. Why does it take so long? In order to gain jhana, or absorption, we need to do it slowly, gradually. It takes time, and not just one time to attain absorption. We may need to repeat it again and again, to radiate our loving kindness maybe millions of times, until we gain absorption. Now we go to directional radiation. First, there's no direction, just the 12 people. But now we go by direction. May all beings in the eastern direction, your mind should be directed toward those who live in the eastern direction, be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. A student interrupts with a question. Q. Do we have to do this whole thing? 65. The collected teachings of Luang Porchaya. For gaining merit or perception, we can do this briefly. May all beings in the eastern direction, the western direction, etc. That's okay. But for whoever would like to gain absorption, it should be one by one. So, may all beings in the western direction. Now, remember that we have 12 people, and this one is for all beings. So after we're done here, we go to the remaining 11 persons. It takes time, maybe 2 hours to finish it. You have to visualize the person having a happy face when you say it. May all beings in the eastern direction, and then pray for them, one by one. Q. Should it be all beings? Yes, all of them. May all beings in the northern direction. May all beings in the southern direction. There are 4 directions, right? Now we go to intermediary directions. May all beings in the southeastern direction. It's not just recitation. Your mind should visualize the persons you're meditating on in that direction until you finish. May all beings in the northwestern direction, in the northeastern direction, in the southwestern direction, be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. Now we finish the 8 directions. We still have below and above. May all beings in the downward direction be free from enmity. May all beings in the upward direction above be free from enmity, anxiety, affliction. May they live happily. May they be released from suffering. May they not be deprived of their fortune duly acquired. They have karma as their own. This is taken directly from one of the Buddhist scriptures. We also have a short, 1-minute version we sometimes use by chanting it in Pali. Because we're already familiar with the Pali words and know their meanings, we just pray. In our country, we do that every day, and we pray together during morning and evening chanting. We close our eyes and radiate our loving kindness. And we diffuse loving kindness to all beings living on the earth, in the water, in the sky, or in space. In Burma, they use a specific Pali word that covers this concept, but other countries don't really use it. May all sentient beings who are 66 just practice living in this universe, on the earth, in the water, and in the sky, or in space, from the lowest plane of hell to the highest plane of Brahma, be released from worry, enmity, misery, and distrust. This covers everything. You can use this one too. You can use all sentient beings or all living beings. Now, may all creatures who are living in the universe, on the earth, in the water, and in the sky or in space, from the lowest plane of hell to the highest plane of Brahma, be released from worry, enmity, misery, and distrust, and so on. According to the cosmology of Buddhism, there are innumerable world systems inhabited by infinite beings. That's why we should radiate our measureless universal love to everywhere or everyone. When we talked in the past about the 31 planes of existence, that was just for universe. But there are others. That's why we use 10 directions, because we believe that we still have other universes and living beings. This is one method to practice loving kindness meditation. And we still have another method. When we go somewhere, maybe a house for a ceremony, we chant the Mettā Sutta for a blessing. We use this a lot. It covers 8 things. You should know a bit about the background. In the time of the Buddha, there were 500 monks who received instruction regarding meditation from the Buddha, and they went to the jungle to practice meditation for their spiritual liberation. Each one selected a tree to meditate under by day and by night. These great trees were inhabited by the guardians, the angels, of the trees, who were using the trees as their celestial mansions. Those deities, out of reverence for the meditating monks, didn't want to stay in their celestial mansions in the trees while the monks sat below them, so they stood aside with their families. The angels thought the monks would remain for just a few days, but day after day passed, and the monks still kept at the base of the trees. So then the angels decided to frighten the monks away by showing them terrifying objects, by making dreadful noises, and by creating sickening stenches. Accordingly, all the monks' complexions turned pale, and they could no longer concentrate on their objects of meditation. They lost even their basic mindfulness. Their minds became restless with worry and fright. Finally, the leader monk made a decision to go back and place their problem before the Buddha. After they related their frightful experiences to the Buddha, he used his supernormal power to search but 67. The collected teachings of Luang Por Chaya could find no place where they could achieve spiritual liberation except the place where they had been. So he then told them to go back to the same spot. To help them be free from the harassment caused by the tree deities, the Buddha taught the monks the Mettā Sutta. Then they went back to the forest. As the 500 monks got near the forest dwellings, reciting the Mettā Sutta and radiating their loving kindness to the tree deities in the forest, the hearts of the deities changed, and they warmly welcomed the monks. During the ensuing 3 months of the rain's residence, Vasa, the deities not only looked after the monks in every way, but they also made sure that the place was completely free from any noise. By the end of the rainy season, all 500 monks had become arahants. Whoever meditates on loving kindness will make spiritual progress. No harm can ever befall them while meditating on loving kindness. When we do it for a ceremony, we recite the Mettā Sutta. We already know the meaning. Now I'd like all of you to know what it means. You can use this method to radiate loving kindness. May all sentient beings be cheerful and endowed with a happy, secure life. Or, may all beings be happy, free from suffering, and secure. You can use either phrasing. This method doesn't classify beings as 2 or 3. It just puts them all together. May all beings. And later on, we classify beings as 2 groups, or into 2 parts. May all the frail, and may all the firm. There's a lot of meaning here. Frail means the weak or unstable. The firm means strong or stable. You can use either wording. Frail, weak, or unstable here means whoever gets easily frightened, as they're not free from craving and anger. This is a frail or weak, unstable person. When you have craving, for example, a person is a very poor person, and when you give him $1 million, his body is shaking. They have craving. Or when you say something bad at him, he gets angry, and his mind and body starts shaking. He's an unstable person. Someone is easy to frighten by craving or anger because they are a frail, weak, unstable person. A strong, stable, firm person here. Who are they? Those who are steadfast and without fear, because they're free from craving and anger, an arahant, or one who has already gained the 4th stage of enlightenment. This is a strong, firm, stable person. They see something nice or very beautiful, and they don't care. There's no craving. Even if you try to kill them, they're not scared. There's no anger. We pray for these 2 people. 68. Just practice. So here we're separating beings into 2 parts, a weak person and a strong person. A stable person is an arahant. Who is an unstable person? An ordinary worldling, and even a stream enterer, a once-returner, or a non-returner, because they still have craving. For the stream enterer and once-returner, they still have craving for sensual objects. For a non-returner, they still have attachment for existence, but there's no anger anymore. So if you say a weak person, you mean ordinary worldlings, stream enterers, once-returners, and non-returners. A strong person is an arahant. We pray for them. May all the frail and firm beings be cheerful and be endowed with a happy, secure life. Next, may all those who are seen and unseen be cheerful and be endowed with a happy, secure life. Who are seen beings? This means someone we've met or seen before. So we're separating these 2 types of beings. Unseen means someone we've never met or seen before. We can also say, all those who are visible or invisible. So may all visible or invisible beings be cheerful and be endowed with a happy, secure life. Or you can say, be happy, free from suffering, and secure, and may their minds be wholesome. Or may they enjoy their happiness. Or even, may they be happy in heart. Next, may all those who are dwelling far or in the distance and near be cheerful and be endowed with a happy, secure life. People who are living close or far, both of these groups of beings, pray for them to be happy and free from suffering. And next, may all those who are already born and those still to be born be cheerful and be endowed with a happy, secure life. We have two meanings here. Already born means an arahant, because an arahant will not be reborn again. He's already born. Still to be born is everyone but an arahant. This includes all worldlings, stream enterers, once returners, and non-returners, because they have to be born again. So we say, who are already born, or an arahant, and still to be born, who are the remaining persons. This is one meaning. Another meaning, already born, is those beings who have already come to be born, such as a normal person, and the still to be born are those who are about to become or have been conceived in the womb. May all those who are already born and those who are still to be born be cheerful and be endowed with a happy, secure life. 69. The Collected Teachings of Luang Por Chaya. Now we divide it into 3 parts. May all tall, short, and medium-sized beings be cheerful and be endowed with a happy, secure life. In the universe you have people who are tall, short, and medium-sized. We pray for all 3 kinds of beings. Release loving kindness for these beings to be happy and to be free from suffering and secure. May all huge, minute, small, and medium-sized beings be cheerful and be endowed with a happy, secure life. Some beings are huge, large, big, some are small, and some are medium-sized. We classify them into 3 parts. Next, may all fat, thin, and medium-sized beings. Fat means all beings whose physical structure is fat and round. Like some fish, their physical structure is round and fat. Other beings are very small and tiny. And there are medium-sized beings. So these 8 groups include all beings in the world. With the first group we just put in all beings. With groups 2 through 5, we divided beings into 2 parts. And for groups 6 through 8, we separated them into 3 parts. And then we make a wish. Let none deceive another. We don't want anyone to cheat someone. Let none despise or disdain or condemn another. You don't want them to be like that. Let none wish another to suffer. You can use either of these last 2. When the 500 monks radiated their loving kindness in that way toward the deities in the forest, the deities knew it, and so they changed their minds. They welcomed the monks. It wasn't like before. This is very useful for meditation. Whenever we go sit in meditation, we can use this. Whoever practices loving-kindness meditation until they attain absorption, or jhana, will get 11 advantages from the metta. Whoever has not attained jhana, but just prays or radiates loving-kindness every day, can get some of the advantages. The 11 advantages include: 1. One sleeps in comfort. When you sleep, you are comfortable. You sleep happily. If someone's not happy, you can look at their face while they sleep and see it. But when there's metta, it's different. 2. One wakes in comfort. When you wake up, you're happy. 3. One does not suffer bad dreams. Even if you dream, they are good dreams. Whoever prays or radiates loving kindness every day will have only good dreams. 70. Just practice 4. One is dear and beloved to human beings. So everyone will have kindness to you and love you. They will help you. 5. One is dear and beloved to non-human beings. Deities, animals, and other non-human beings will bring no danger to such a person. 6. The gods protect one. For example, if you plan to go somewhere that has bad things or dangers, they will lead you to change your mind. You might find yourself saying, "Oh, I've canceled this trip now." The gods protect you. 7. Fire, poison, and weapons will not affect one. They can't harm you. Even one who has not developed loving-kindness meditation can benefit this way. There's a famous story of a cow giving milk to her calf in the forest out of motherly love. When a hunter threw his spear at her, the spear bounced off. It was a simple case of the consciousness of love for the offspring, so the weapon could not harm her. A weapon cannot harm someone who has loving kindness. You may have someone get angry with you and try to kill you, or maybe poison you, perhaps put it in your milk or your food, but the poison cannot affect you. This applies to those who practice loving-kindness meditation, and it's not just fire, poison, or weapons. No one can harm you. 8. One's mind gets easily concentrated. When you practice meditation after you've prayed and radiated loving-kindness, it's very easy and quick to gain concentration. 9. The expression on one's face is serene. It's happy, cheerful. 10. One dies unconfused. When the person is about to die, they have mindfulness. Some don't remember anything, so they die confused. But this person is not confused. They have mindfulness. And it's because they used to practice loving-kindness meditation. And 11. Even if one fails to attain the highest state of enlightenment, one will at least be reborn in the Brahma world. And whoever attains jhana absorption can be reborn in the Brahma world, even if they don't gain any enlightenment. 71. The collected teachings of Luang Por Chaya. These are the 11 advantages of metta. A normal person can get some of them. Now we'll talk about the method of practicing this meditation to gain jhana absorption. Firstly, we have to start with ourselves. Then, we move on to persons we respect, not those who are beloved or neutral, but someone revered, such as our teacher or someone like that. Pray for him or her, and radiate loving kindness to this person. Choose maybe 5 to 10 people, and radiate loving kindness to each of them, one after another, until you gain absorption. And then you can radiate loving kindness to neutral people. And then radiate loving kindness to your enemies. The scriptures talk about how we should not start our metta bhavana toward people who are unfriendly. You can't gain concentration by starting with them, because you get angry when thinking about them. You can't start with your beloved ones either because you're attached to them. And you can't start with neutral people because you don't care about them. We also cannot gain absorption by meditating on the opposite sex, because we may have attachment to them. Nor can we start with someone who has already died, because we may also have attachment. You should start with yourself, and then move to a revered person. We should practice loving kindness every day for at least 5 minutes before we start our meditation. Loving kindness meditation is very important for everyone. If everyone had a loving mind, our world would become beautiful and very peaceful. We could live together, stay together, go places together, but even with just 2 people, if one person lacks loving kindness, it's not a happy trip. But if everyone has a loving mind, then maybe 100 or even 1,000 people could go somewhere together and stay together and be peaceful. It's the nature of metta, or goodwill, to wish for the well-being of others, to have the desire to see peace and success for others, and to wish for others to be free from harm. One who has sufficiently developed this loving kindness is exceptionally thoughtful and gentle. But here we have to be careful to set up our minds rightly. Otherwise, metta can be changed into attachment or anger. Evil and anger are the visible enemies of metta, but attachment and lust are the invisible enemies of metta. If your metta becomes natural, then aversion and anger are greatly reduced. 72. Just practice meditators in particular must cultivate love before taking up any other subject of meditation and must maintain it as part of their general practice. Meditation on love is the source within which concentration and wisdom are cultivated. That's why before we sit in meditation and start to concentrate our mind on our primary object, we need to radiate loving kindness, even for a few minutes. I would like all of you to think about metta. When we sit together or go somewhere together, think about how we're all family. The Buddha said we used to be a family. There's no one who didn't used to be a part of our family in a previous life. Because we have to be reborn and die, reborn and die, reborn and die. We've had many, many previous lives. Maybe in one life we were brother and sister, or maybe friends or family, something like that. We should keep this in mind. We should help each other. Metta is not just a recitation, and it's not just mind. We have bodily metta, verbal metta, and mental metta. There are three we can use in our daily lives. Bodily metta means you do something for someone. For example, you cook something for someone, or you help someone to do something. Helping someone because of your metta, your kindness generated from your mind, is then expressed through your physical or verbal actions. So doing something nice for someone is bodily metta. Whenever you see someone, help them. Maybe you can't help them physically, but you can maybe help them verbally. We call this verbal metta. You tell them good things, you help them understand things better, you give them good advice for their welfare. We need verbal metta. And sometimes, we don't have the opportunity to help them physically or verbally, so we pray for them mentally. May you be happy, be free from suffering, and so on. So metta is bodily, verbal, and mental. We should use these in our daily lives. Maybe someone's behavior is not good, but the way they talk is very polite. Or maybe the way someone talks is not polite, but the way they act is very gentle or very humble. Or maybe the way someone talks is not agreeable, but their heart is so good. When you see a person's good points, you can release your loving kindness to them very easily. Try to see the good points in people and then radiate your loving kindness. This is easy. 73. The collected teachings of Luang Porchaya. And for meditation before you sit, pray for yourself first. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. And then you can pray and radiate loving kindness by location. May all beings in this house, or this monastery, or this building, be well, happy, and peaceful. And then extend your loving kindness. May all living beings in this area, in the city or in the state, the country, in the world or in this universe. Gradually, you will extend the location from your house until you reach the entire universe and all of its living beings. Be well, happy, and peaceful. You can also radiate loving kindness by way of person. After you pray for yourself, you can say, may my teachers, or may my parents, or may my brothers and sisters, or may my relatives and friends, and so on. May all of these people be well, happy, and peaceful. Do that again and again, not just one time. Maybe 3 times, or 10 times. Maybe do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, depending on how much time you have. After you radiate your loving kindness, then sit in meditation, and then you can easily gain concentration. So before you sit, I'd like all of you to do that. Pray for yourself first, then parents, teachers, relatives, friends, people in the city, the state, the country, the world, to be well, happy, and peaceful. That's enough. I'd like all of you to have this loving kindness practice for the welfare of yourself and others. May your loving kindness support your insight meditation in order to fulfill your spiritual goals. Does anyone have any questions? Q. If a person dies and one of their relatives practices metta for them and sends them good energy, would it affect the dead person? Yes. After everyone dies, they take a new life right away, but someone who is attached to their property or attached to someone when they died can't go away, they become a ghost. Sometimes a ghost may come into someone's dream. Oh, I'm very poor now, I don't have clothes to wear, I don't have something to eat, I don't have a place to stay. Then that person wakes up in the morning and goes to the temple and offers something to the monks and takes the 5 precepts. And then, after they do these meritorious deeds, they transfer the merit to the dead person. What we've done today, we 74 just practice made offerings. We observed the precepts. We listened to a Dhamma talk. The monks prayed and made blessings. We'll transfer this to you. May you receive this merit and be reborn in a good life. And one day the person dreams again, and this time the dead person has good clothes, is fine, and has gratitude. So, yes, if someone dies and becomes a ghost, they may have the good fortune to hear of the merit you transfer to them. 75.